Let me ask you something, and I need you to be brutally honest with yourself. Where are you right now, financially? Do you have $1,000 saved? $10,000? $100,000? Or are you still at zero, wondering if you'll ever make it? Now here's the bigger question. What if I told you that the journey from $1,000 to $1 million is not about luck, not about winning the lottery, and not about being born rich? It's about following a system, a proven, mathematical, repeatable system that thousands of ordinary people have used to build extraordinary wealth. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how that system works. I'm going to walk you through the 7 levels of becoming a millionaire, each level with its own challenges, milestones, and strategies. By the end of this video, you will know exactly where you stand, what you need to do next, and how long it will take you to reach your first million. Before we dive in, let me give you some perspective. As of 2025, there are approximately 23.8 million millionaires in the United States alone. That means about 7% of the adult population, or roughly 1 in every 10 adults, has a net worth of at least $1 million. And the number keeps growing. In 2024 alone, over 680,000 new millionaires were created. These aren't all tech founders or hedge fund managers. Many are everyday people like you, teachers, engineers, nurses, small business owners, who simply followed a system and stayed disciplined. So if they can do it, so can you. But here's the thing. The path to $1 million is not linear. It's a journey through 7 distinct levels, each with its own rules, its own mindset, and its own strategies. Let me break them down for you, starting from the very beginning. Level 1, the desert. $0 to $1,000. This is where most people are stuck. They have nothing saved, nothing invested, and they're living paycheck to paycheck. If that's you, I want you to know that you're not alone. According to recent surveys, nearly 40% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency expense, and a staggering number have less than $1,000 in savings. The first level of wealth is simply getting out of the desert. Your only goal here is to save your first $1,000. Not $10,000, not $100,000, just $1,000. Why is this so important? Because $1,000 is your first shield. It's the difference between a minor setback and a financial catastrophe. A $500 car repair? You can handle it. A $300 medical bill? You're covered. A job loss that lasts a week? You have a buffer. Without that $1,000, every single unexpected expense becomes an emergency that pushes you deeper into debt. So, how do you get your first $1,000? You do whatever it takes. Sell stuff you don't need. Take a temporary side hustle. Cut out one subscription. Skip takeout for 2 weeks. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is the habit. Build the discipline of saving, and you'll build the foundation for everything that follows. Level 2, the Oasis, from $1,000 to $10,000. Congratulations, you've made it out of the desert. You have your first $1,000, and you're now in the Oasis. At this level, you have a small emergency fund, but you're still vulnerable. One major expense, a broken transmission, an emergency room visit, a few weeks without work, could wipe you out. Your goal at this level is to build your emergency fund to at least 3 months of essential expenses. For most people, that's somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. This is also the level where you start learning about money. You read books, you listen to podcasts, you watch videos like this one. You're building your financial literacy. But here's the trap at this level. Many people get to $5,000 and feel like they've made it. They stop saving and start spending. They buy a nicer phone, take a vacation, upgrade their car. That's a mistake. At this level, your money is still fragile. You haven't built enough momentum. So stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep saving. Once you hit $10,000, you have real breathing room. You can handle most emergencies without panic. You've proven to yourself that you can save, and that confidence is priceless. Level 3, the momentum, from $10,000 to $100,000. This is where things start to get interesting. Reaching $10,000 is a milestone that proves you can build wealth, but reaching $100,000 is the milestone that proves your money can build wealth for you. At this level, you're no longer just saving, you're investing. Your money is starting to work for you. The first $100,000 is famously the hardest. It takes the longest to achieve because you're starting from scratch and building the habit of investing. According to financial experts, it can take about 7.5 years to reach $100,000. But here's the good news. Once you hit $100,000, things accelerate. Why?
Because your money is now large enough to generate meaningful returns. An 8% return on $100,000 is $8,000 a year. That's nearly $700 a month in passive growth. Your money is starting to become an employee that works for you. The key at this level is to stay consistent. Keep contributing, keep investing. Don't get distracted by market fluctuations. And most importantly, do not raid your investments. That $100,000 is not for a vacation. It's not for a new car. It's your foundation. Protect it.
Level 4. The compound engine. $100,000 to $250,000. This is where the magic really starts to happen. At $100,000, your money is now a significant engine. At $250,000, it becomes a powerful machine. Why is $250,000 such a big deal? Because at this level, the compounding effect becomes visible. Your investment returns are now generating real money. Money that can cover a month's rent, a car payment, or even a vacation without you having to work for it. Let me put it in perspective. If you have $250,000 invested at a 7% average annual return, your money grows by $17,500 in the first year. That's nearly $700 a month in passive growth. You're not withdrawing that money, you're letting it compound. But the growth is now substantial enough that you can see it, and seeing it motivates you to keep going. At this level, you should also start thinking about diversification. Don't have all your money in one stock or one sector. Spread it across index funds, ETFs, maybe some bonds, and perhaps a small allocation to real estate or gold. The goal is to protect your growing wealth while still capturing market returns. Level 5. The Wealth Builder. From $250,000 to $500,000. This is the level where you start to feel genuinely wealthy. Not rich, not extravagant, but solidly comfortable. You have a significant nest egg that is growing faster than you can save. At $500,000, a 7% return generates $35,000 a year. That's almost $3,000 a month in passive growth. You're now at a point where your investments could cover a significant portion of your basic living expenses. This level typically takes about 10 to 14 years to reach from $500,000 to $1 million, assuming a 7 to 10% annual return. But here's the important part. At this level, your savings rate matters less and your investment returns matter more. Your money is doing the heavy lifting. Your primary job is to protect it. That means avoiding big mistakes. Don't chase hot stocks. Don't panic during market downturns. Don't try to time the market. Just stay invested, stay diversified, and stay the course. This is also the level where you should seriously consider working with a fee-only financial advisor to optimize your tax strategy and estate planning. You have enough wealth that professional advice can pay for itself many times over.
Level 6. The Millionaire. $500,000 to $1 million. This is the final stretch. You can see the finish line. At $500,000, you're halfway to $1 million. But here's the surprising truth. The second half goes much faster than the first. Why? Because your money is now so large that its own growth is accelerating. Let me show you the math. If you have $500,000 invested at a 7% annual return, it grows to $535,000 in the first year without any additional contributions. Just from market growth, you're adding $35,000. If you continue to contribute $1,000 a month, you'll reach $1 million in approximately 10 to 14 years. But here's the thing, you can accelerate that timeline. Increase your savings rate, take on a side hustle, invest in higher return assets. Every extra dollar you put in now is magnified by the power of compounding. And once you cross the $1 million threshold, something incredible happens. You've now joined the top 7% of American adults. You've built a 7-figure net worth that can generate $70,000 a year at a 7% return, enough to cover most people's living expenses. That's financial freedom. Not necessarily retirement, but freedom. Freedom to choose a job you love. Freedom to take a sabbatical. Freedom to spend more time with your family. Freedom to pursue your passions without worrying about money. Level 7. Beyond the million. The multi-millionaire. Reaching $1 million is a monumental achievement, but it's not the end of the journey. Once you've built your first million, the path to the second, third, and fourth million becomes exponentially easier. Let me show you why. To go from 0 to 1 million is incredibly difficult because you have to save every single dollar from your own income. But to go from 1 million to 2 million, you only need a 100% return, and that can happen through a combination of market growth and continued contributions in about 7 to 10 years. The second million takes less than half the time of the first. Why? Because your money is now working harder than you are. A 7% return on $1 million is $70,000 a year. That's more than many people earn from their day jobs. And if you continue to add $1,000 a month, you'll reach $2 million in about 8 to 10 years. The third million? Even faster. This is why the wealth gap exists. The rich don't just earn more, their money earns more. And once you're on this train, it's incredibly hard to fall off as long as you don't make stupid mistakes. Don't gamble, don't leverage excessively, don't try to get rich quick. Keep your money in boring index funds, stay diversified, and let time and compounding do their work. The math behind the journey. Let me show you the actual numbers so you can see how realistic this is. If you start with $1,000 and contribute $500 a month, earning a 7% average annual return, you'll reach $100,000 in about 11 years. That's a long time, right? But here's the thing. The second $100,000 takes only about 5 years. The third $100,000 takes about 3.5 years. And by the time you're at $500,000, each additional $100,000 takes just over 2 years. The first $100,000 truly is the hardest. But once you cross that milestone, the compounding engine kicks in and the timeline shrinks dramatically. Let me give you another example. If you start at age 25 and invest $500 a month until age 65 at a 7% return, you'll have over $1.2 million. If you can increase your contributions as your income grows, you'll have even more. The key is to start early and stay consistent. The real secret: time in the market. Here's the most important thing I want you to understand. The journey from 1,000 to 1 million is not about picking the right stocks. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. The S&P 500 has returned an average of about 10% per year over the last 30 years. Over any 20-year period, it has produced positive returns 100% of the time. The market goes up and the market goes down, but over long periods, it goes up. That's the secret. People who become millionaires don't try to get rich quick. They get rich slowly, consistently, and boringly. They invest every month, regardless of what the market is doing. They don't panic when the market drops. They buy more. They don't get greedy when the market rises. They stay the course. They know that wealth is not built in a day. It's built in decades. Common mistakes at each level.
Let me quickly walk you through the biggest mistakes people make at each level so you can avoid them. At level 1, the desert, the mistake is giving up. You look at your bank account and think, I'll never get there. But you can. Start small. Save $5 a day. That's $150 a month. In 7 months, you have $1,000. At level 2, the oasis, the mistake is stopping. You save $5,000 and feel comfortable. You stop pushing. But $5,000 is not enough. Keep going. At level 3, the momentum, the mistake is getting distracted. You see a hot stock, a crypto boom, a meme coin, and you think, I can get rich faster. You can't. Stay boring. Stay in index funds. At level 4, the compounding engine, the mistake is cashing out. You see that $100,000 and think about buying a nicer car or a bigger house. Don't. That money is your future. Protect it. At level 5, the wealth builder, the mistake is getting greedy. You start taking on too much risk because you want to accelerate. Don't. Stay diversified. Stay patient. At level 6, the millionaire, the mistake is forgetting to enjoy it. Yes, you need to protect your wealth, but you also need to enjoy the fruit of your labor. Take that vacation. Buy that thing you've always wanted. Life is not just about accumulation. And at level 7, the multimillionaire, the mistake is losing perspective. You have enough. You can give back. You can help others. You can leave a legacy. Your action plan. So what do you do right now? Here's your action plan regardless of what level you're at. First, know your number. Calculate your net worth. Assets minus liabilities. Be honest. Second, pick your next milestone. If you're at $500, your next milestone is $1,000. If you're at $10,000, your next milestone is $25,000. Always have a target. Third, automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your investment account on every payday, even if it's $50. Fourth, stay the course. The market will go up and down, your emotions will go up and down, but your system should stay the same. Invest consistently, ignore the noise, and let time do its work. Final words. Look, I know this journey feels long. I know it feels impossible sometimes. You look at people who are already millionaires and think, I'll never get there. But here's the truth. Every millionaire started where you are. They started with nothing or close to nothing. They made mistakes. They had setbacks. They doubted themselves, but they kept going. And that's the only difference between someone who becomes a millionaire and someone who doesn't. The millionaire didn't quit. So don't quit. Start today. Save your first $1,000, then your first $10,000, then your first $100,000. And one day, you'll look at your net worth statement and see a number with 7 digits, and you'll realize that the journey was worth every single step. If this video gave you a roadmap, hit the like button so more people can see it. Share it with a friend who needs to start their journey. Subscribe for more real, practical financial advice. And remember, the only difference between where you are and where you want to be is a system and the discipline to follow it. Let's build your first million, starting now.